All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, I think, game 11.
I think 11 or 12.
Yep.
We've already lost count.
We've lost it. Yeah, do your thing.
Do my thing?
Yeah.
Alright, hover over the other guy's name. Let's see if we got anything to work with here. Alright. I'm gonna get a little bit of an ironic one.
Okay.
Alright. Mr. MaximusBlack!
Yeah.
Hit me up with the sound of drawing a blank.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ben.
Ben who?
Ah, man. Drawing a blank.
There you go. That's about as good as it gets right there. I just realized that there's a little like troll face at the bottom of this map. If you take the two little gases there, and then he's got a little yeah, he's got eyebrows even.
I see that.
Kinda,
I see that.
Kind of fucky, or ears. Down here in the bottom right we have Jew Blixum.
Jew.
And in the bottom left we have blank.
PVZ. On this map that we're starting to see a little bit of.
Runes of Endion, which is like the most basic way of coming up with a name, up there with Unobtainium.
I don't even know how they're still coming up with names. With the amount of stuff in like World of Warcraft and stuff, do they just like throw letters at a wall and then try and sound it out?
There's probably something similar to that as a thing, yeah. I mean, I'm going to say that the the hardcore good fantasy writers are familiar with a range of languages and a range of perhaps even older languages and older forms of languages to mishmash to make names. Otherwise, you're just coming up with shit like Runes of Endion.
Yeah, some dude that barely knows English came up with that name.
Runes of Endion, the cousin to the plains of Unobtainium.
That was kind of like when we'd play Morrowind and we'd start a new game and you'd try and think of this a fancy name for your dude.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Sit there for like an hour and a half. You'd look at the Morrowind map and then you'd try and spin off like some kind of name off some place on the map, or just all kinds of stuff. But that was the fun of it too.
And it gets to a point where when they do it and they do it properly, sometimes it's actually so hard to figure out what they're trying to pronounce. You pronounce it wrong for 20 years and then you finally hear somebody say it out loud and you're like, oh.
Like Zealot and Zealot.
Yeah, that was a problem.
That was actually a thing.
That was a problem.
Called them Zealots.
Also in Morrowind, just to tie in there, I always called the island Vivanderfell, and it's Vardenfell. Wasn't even close. My young brain couldn't wrap around two V's in a row, I guess.
Well, you know what is close? This position, and he's coming right over with these lings, and he needs to wall now.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Yep.
He needs to cancel this upgrade.
Yep.
Oh!
Nope.
Oh,
okay. All right. Well, that's.
No mothership core either.
It's a rare day when two Bobs fail to do their job simultaneously.
He needed to cancel this gate or this upgrade. Ouch.
That's bad.
That's game.
That's actually like.
That's the show.
Almost irreversibly bad.
That's the show. 10 probes gone.
I'm not even gonna say anything, because I've seen dumber shit happen.
I suppose.
On LAGTV, I've seen some far more ridiculous outcomes.
The only way that Protoss comes into this right now is if Zerg takes another huge batch of lings and he throws them, like he does no damage with them.
I suspect that might happen. You never know.
Oh boy. Oh boy. He needs another zealot here now. Right now. There it is. There it is. The warp in.
Okay.
Is he held position?
Hold. No.
Oh, he snuck through.
Oh, they're not quite close enough. That's just highly unfortunate.
That's bad.
And now he's running it for no reason.
He just needs to kill. He just needs to kill this this one cannon. You know what? I'd just kill the pylons. Yep.
Yeah. At this point, just kill pylons.
Yep. Just kill the pylons. If he comes over with the zealots, you kill them.
Yeah.
You don't go into the cannon at any point.
kind of like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's losing. He's losing.
That's bad. You should probably stop doing that.
Well, and just like that, our Protoss is back in the game.
He's come back into the game, boys, and he's going to be stronger than ever because I'm pretty sure he has an upgrade.
Yep, he's got +1 weapons. What he needs to do is he does not want to expand here. He needs to chrono boost out a warp gate or a warp prism, sorry, and keep producing units and then do one big attack.
I have a wild idea, Jeff. Now maybe I'm too far out there and I haven't been playing much, but he should probably have already had a mothership core a while ago.
Oh, if he would have had that, I mean, he would have just crushed the Zerg. Fortunately for him, he is getting immortals, so they are good against this roach composition, but that's already a lot of roaches out. Yeah, actually, I don't know, man. Usually when Zergs rush me like that, I just stay on one base. He's kind of teched a little late. He should have already had this out. This cannon was unnecessary. He should have already had the Warp Prism out, an Immortal on the way, and he should be at his base already attacking with 1 sentry to force field. You get the sentry out early enough so that by the time you get to his base, you've got enough for 2 force fields, and then you're going to warp in 1 more sentry at this guy's base, and then you can pretty much be good until you've pretty much wrecked his tech in here. You're going to get rid of his Roach Warren and his main. And a lot of times they will counter when you do that, when they can't get up the ramp. And then at home, you're going to have a mothership core. So you're going to be golden anyway and an immortal that's going to pop. But those are all, those are all
possibilities
that just did not happen
Did not come to fruition. You know what? This is actually a relatively sizable Zerg army right now.
Yeah. But, this Phylon is going to do a lot of damage. This one immortal is going to do a lot of damage. He should be able to hold this. As long as he can micro this immortal so that it just doesn't die like for no reason like that.
Oh, he's got another one coming.
Yeah, but I mean, he should have kept that one immortal alive. This would have been a crazy easy hold, and he'd have 2 immortals.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And now he has 1 and a couple of zealots. And still,
I don't know what that Zerg was doing. I don't know why he decided to just attack right into the
he could have gone around.
Overcharge.
He could have gone around and just
could have sniped. He could have sniped off the robotics facility.
Easily
went over this way. Just sniped that off. Even if he would have lost his roaches, he has 2 base on him.
Again, all possibilities that just didn't come to fruition.
Yep.
Well, now we have a Hydralisk Den, I believe, is what I'm spotting coming up on the way. We also have a Stargate in production for the Protoss.
Yeah, for the guy in the question is like, who would send in this? This actually isn't a horrible game.
No.
The problem is there's not a lot of people playing StarCraft, and we had about 26 or so entries, and a lot of those entries were repeat entries, so somebody that sent in 3 or 4 games. So, we can only cast as good as what we are given. And this guy just completely threw right here.
Wow.
Just 100%.
Wow.
I don't even know if he got a probe kill.
He could have taken out that Stargate. He could have taken out... He could have... Maybe could have gotten rid of the Nexus, and if not, forced the probes to come to attack, and then got rid of more probes. Instead, he just basically walked up and stood in a ball and got wrecked.
He needed to just not go up there. I mean, he knows he's got a cannon, he knows he's got a mothership core, he knows he's got units. He'd have even more by the time he got back there. All he needed to do, he was on 2 base, Protoss is sitting on 1. He just needed to sit out here, make sure he wasn't expanding, checking the rest of the map, make sure there's no expansion, and then just build a mass of units. Obviously, when you're attacking someone in their base, you're going to have home court advantage, especially with this mothership core and the pylons that he can overcharge, and this cannon, and all these nooks and crannies that he can sit in. If you would have just built an army out here, eventually the Protoss is going to be forced to push out and attack. I mean, you only can stay on 1 base forever, and then you'd have so many units, you just outrun them. You just overrun them. You just A-move, and their army's dead. Yep. You've done enough damage. Even though your first attack was shit, you did enough damage, and you have such an economy over your opponent that it doesn't matter. You could just A-move whenever he left his base, and for some reason, he just keeps taking bad fights. It's just not smart.
Yeah, well... We'll see if that eventually ends up being a turnaround win for the Protoss because of those bad fights. I mean, Protoss has now worked his way into Void Ray. That's going to be a bad time. I mean, Hydralisk are a pretty good friggin' unit, but if he's just going to be throwing them into really shitty situations like the rest of his units, it might be a bit of an uphill struggle for him. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that Protoss, with a couple of Void Rays, is going to have a pretty scary army.
Yeah, I mean, the longer he waits... The worse it's going to be for this Protoss,
right?
right?
Yeah, the longer he waits, the worse it's going to be.
Like the moment he killed that second wave of lings, he needed to go. And he needs to have a warp prism so that he can warp in while he's attacking and then pick up units, hurt ones, to micro with the warp prism. The only way you win in this case, and I've been there many, many times, it requires a lot of micro. You literally have to out-micro your opponent so bad that he feels inferior and he wants to go and play League of Legends. Like, that's the only way you get out of this. That's it. Like, you got to understand, you're sitting on one base forever. Like, Zergs will just outrun you. You're just not going to win that at the base. They can just, the amount of larvae that they get, and if you can't reinforce, you're done. You're just done. It's just bad. Bad, bad, bad.
Yeah, well, we're going to wait a little longer. Looks like the Protoss is content with using his army as a point of protection for his now expansion. That was more than a little past due. But at the same time, I guess it's only past due if he didn't decide to go in and attack earlier.
Yeah, so. I noticed up top right here, he tried to put down a Nexus and got shut down. But, yeah.
At this point, this game is the Zergs to lose, because, I mean, the Zerg could go in right now and do terrible, terrible things. But both gentlemen seem to be kind of content in macroing
This right here is the perfect unit composition against what he's got.
Yeah.
His army is basically Immortals, and he's getting Void Rays. Those are just, that comp is just not good against Lings and Hydra. It's just... It's gonna be a bad time. I'm actually curious to see this fight, because I just don't know how Blank comes back and wins this unless he does something crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean the Zerg just saw with that scout what he's rocking.
And I would just keep building what I'm building.
Yeah, I don't even know how much more I'd be building. As soon as I saw that information, I'd probably just be on my way.
Yep.
I'd just go. It's time to press the go button, boys.
It is, and I mean, even if you go up there and you force a couple overcharge, you back out, and then you kill off some units, you still have a major lead. Like, at this point, you can trade, right? And you just keep building another mass of units. You might even just flat out win with this army. I mean, it's a really big army. But the longer he waits, if he can get out a Disruptor, if he can get out Colossus, it's going to start to get a little bit more scary. The Robo Bay is down now. I always tell people you should go Disruptors over Colossus. Especially when you're seeing a lot of Hydras. For one, you can get off 1 or 2 big Disruptor hits and just wreck this army if he's not paying attention. Get an Observer out, get a Disruptor around here, and just boom, and blow up, 25% of the army at a time. Or chances are the Zerg is going to naturally tech into Hydras, or sorry, into Lurkers.
Yeah.
And Colossus just are not good against Lurkers at all. There's not enough DPS. It's just, although they did get a buff in terms of speed, it's just not good. Disruptors all the way. They're more cost effective. Not saying that Colossus can't work. They're very situational, but I think at this stage, Disruptors, seeing as though he's behind so much, they are a game changer. It has the opportunity to do mass amounts of damage at relatively low risk. You get a Colossus and it dies, fairly quickly. You really need to micro the hell out of a Colossus to make them worthwhile, unless you've already got 4 of them, sitting around to make them. If you're only going to get 1 Colossus out or 1 Disruptor, go the Disruptor. Here is the attack. He's going to have to get off 2 overcharges here. He's got enough for a Guardian Shield as well. Those Void Rays are going to go down instantly, and I don't think these Immortals are going to do anything as well. This is the perfect unit composition against our Protoss, and this should be GG.
Yeah, even with the Lings going in way ahead of schedule, it's not going to make much difference. It's just so many Hydralisks. I mean, you'd have to have some god tier shit go down.
Some nice force fields there.
I know. I was going to say the force field's very, very nice. Just basically the right ones to keep them at bay long enough here. But I mean, the Zerg could just keep pumping units here and send them in. But even then, it's not going to be necessary. These Hydra are going to be more than enough for the force the Protoss is putting out. And there you have it.
Yep, that's the show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's the show.
The Zerg is going to take it in a pretty decisive way. Protoss just not on the ball, waiting a little too long to do just about everything.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, he was behind quite a bit ever since that first attack, and he lost 10 probes.
Yep.
But the small breaks that he got from the Zerg being dumb, he just didn't capitalize on. He just waited. And when you're behind in half economy and your opponent's on 3 base and you're just getting your second, I mean, like I said, you have to become micro god. You literally have to transform into a Korean and play and then untransform.
Or, you know, for the sake of continuing to be good, just stay
Korean.
Just stay Korean.
Just stay Korean.
Just do it.
So it is what it is. That's it. He's going to wait till every last building is destroyed.
He's going to be that guy.
He's going to be that dude.
Just everything has to be killed. No, all right, right towards the very end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does not dismantle first or second place.
Nope. Want to give a shout out to... Wrong screen there. Another wrong screen. I'm just filled with wrong screens.
Third time's a charm, bro.
Boom. There we go. Want to give a shout out to Chairs4Gaming. If you guys are interested in picking up a DX Racer chair, Chairs4Gaming.com if you're ordering from the States, Chairs4Gaming.ca if you're ordering from Canada. Both links in the description of this video. Free continental U.S. shipping. And orders are shipped within 24 hours with a 2-year warranty on parts. And they've got big display charts on all the different series if you want to go and check out specific models. They are selling out pretty quick, so you have to see which ones are available. I use the D series and also the K series. K stands for King. It's the bigger ones. They still have actually some models left. $20 off using the promo code BOUS. Promo code MaximusBlack. Sorry, I think I said BOUS. MaximusBlack. That's on the screen anyway. And, yeah, you can go and check out their best sellers. You can search from cheapest to most expensive. They've got all kinds of different models. You can see, you know, depending on how tall you are, your size, and there's display charts that go through all that stuff for you to make sure that you're getting the right chair for you. So, yeah, go check them out. Big shout-outs to Chairs4Gaming. And, of course, JORD Wood Watches, 5% off by using that promo code BOUS. BOUS for that code. And go get some summer swag. They're awesome wood watches. Giveaways for a free DX Racer chair is in the description of this video. And if you're watching this on stream, exclamation giveaway. Yeah, go and enter. The winner will get any chair they want on the website. Doesn't matter. You can go ahead and pick the most expensive one. They don't care. They're going to send it to you. That's just the way it is.
Go for the one with the free, simulated reach around.
And in order for you to win, the only bad thing is you have to be American from the U.S. or Canadian from Canada. So those are the only places that Chairs4Gaming ship. So, but I would sign up for the giveaway anyway because that's also where the JORD Woodwatch giveaway is happening as well. So if you sign up, you're in the running for both. If you're from North America, excluding Mexico, you can win a DX Racer chair. So yeah, big thanks. Not a bad game, you know.
No.
Some bad decisions.
Yeah.
But hey, it's LAGTV. We're dealing with people that aren't gods. And
it was still
a solid game.
Still a solid game.
I think it was like the best solid game of the tournament.
It was close because we did have one other one that was like...
Oh, yeah, pretty good too.
That was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
It was pretty close, but very good game all around. I haven't really been disappointed with more than maybe 2 games. Everything else has been rock solid.
Yep.
I can't hate.
Yep.
I can't hate. And maybe there's still one special cheese awaiting in the wings.
I feel it.
You feel something coming?
It's coming.
It's coming in the winds.
It's coming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back right after this.
Sit tight.